Back with more IPW Hardcore Wrestling's weekly recap, and let me tell you, the IPW versus NWA Florida feud is heating up bigger than ever, and it's about to boil over in October. Two big shows. First, right here at the WrestlePlex, Friday, October the 12th at 8 p.m. It's IPW No More Games, Chutes and Ladders, and it's an independent all-star event in the world of professional wrestling. And also the next night, it's Battle of the Belts, the NWA Florida Anniversary Show, Saturday, October the 13th. Check out IPW-hardcore.com for all the details, because as you know, NWA doesn't update their website. But bring him in here with me as always. He's Sir Ronald J. Nemi IV. Have a seat here, Ron.
It's about time I got some respect there, and I don't see any baby seats,
no
any
baby
step ladders, any milk crates. It's about right as I was about to say, it's about time I get the respect and treatment I deserve.
Always respect.
It's always a big rib on the hardcore giant. You better learn some respect, Aaron. As a matter of fact, I'm humiliated sitting here right now, looking up at you. You gotta be kidding.
Hey, you know I'm just playing with you, Ron. I'm just trying to get you riled up so we can talk about these two big cards. Did you grow? Anyways, coming up, October the 12th, IPW presents No More Games, Chutes and Ladders. Tell us about the big matches you've already got signed for this show, Ron.
This show's going to be unbelievable. This is going to be basically the all-star game of the independent scene. October 12th, right here at the Florida WrestlePlex, you're going to have some of the best matches in the entire country. Jimmy Rave from NWA Wildside will be defending his Cruiserweight title in a ladders match against IPW's own Naphtali. You're going to have a three-way dance between Billy Fives, Jet Jaguar, and the Miami Pound Machine Rod Steele. Mike Sullivan will be taking on AJ Styles, and that's just the beginning. Black Nature Boy and Chris Daniels, you gotta be here for this show.
And here we are, fans. This should be a great cruiserweight matchup. You've got IPW's Naphtali, the winner of the Super Dose Carnival, going up against NWA Wildside, Georgia. His name is, Ron?
Jimmy Rave, the NWA Wildside Cruiserweight Champion. This match is what the independent fans in Florida have been begging for. It's basically a dream match.
That's true. Last time people here in Florida saw Jimmy Rave, I believe, is when he put the Reckless Youth out of commission for 6 months or more. That's the kind of competitor that he is, that Naphtali is taking on here in IPW.
Reckless Youth hasn't forgiven Jimmy Rave, and he's vowed his revenge. He's up in the Northeast right now recuperating in Philadelphia. Naphtali, he's not here to represent Reckless Youth. He's here to represent IPW and take that NWA Wildside Cruiserweight Championship home.
That's true. Naphtali also out to prove that he belonged in the Super Junior Open. He took great offense to the fact that so many people were brought in from the outside and he was not put into that tournament. He called it a bit of bias against IPW competitors, and I have to agree, Ron.
Unbelievable kick to the mush by Naphtali. He's the type of guy, he might not be that big, he might be not that good looking. As a matter of fact, he's probably one of the ugliest guys I know, but he will take it to you. He'll fight till the end, tooth and nail. I've went at it with Naphtali. Sure, I pinned him 3 times in a row on the circuit, but what can I say? I'm obviously a better wrestler.
You pinned Naphtali.
Yeah, you remember.
No, and I've been to most
of the anyway,
shows.
This match is one of the matches that the fans have been begging for, and you see right there where Naphtali, he's setting up for a bridge right now where he'll go into the Mega Karana, followed once again, like you've seen earlier, by the Summa Cum Laude. You don't know what kind of match this could be. You know, moves will be coming from the right, they'll be coming from the left. If the Galaxians come running in, I won't be surprised.
Well, Mike, today you're not calling those moves, that's for sure. Still trying to remember when you pinned Naphtali, even if it was when he was called Albino. I remember you helping Jet Jaguar pin him a few times, if maybe that's what you're talking about.
Jimmy Rave has the beautifully administered Iranian leg twist, and Naphtali has the sense enough to reach up, wrap him up, roll him into the small package, and that was probably the smallest small package that I've ever seen. It was really small.
That coming from the Pee-wee of professional wrestling, so you would know.
I'm not going to sell the short jokes. I'm not as short as people say. My good friend Emmanuel Lewis, I'm taller than him, for God's sake.
Well, that's true, and I'm also larger than Naphtali, but that doesn't really say all that much when you come right down to it. There you see a suplex into a pinning attempt, but he bridges out, and both men holding on for dear life to each other at this point, just trying to feel each other out a little bit. Reversal by Naphtali.
You know, sometimes with young guys like this in the ring, the competitive spirit and the fire gets a little bit better of them. The cooperation might not be there. The truth is somebody's going for a vertical suplex. Sometimes it's better to just go. I would rather take the back bump than end up with a broken neck. But when it comes to guys like this, they're not thinking what's best for their bodies. They're flying all over creation. They're trying to entertain the fans. They're trying to one-up each other. This is the cream of the crop, the elite of the cruiserweight divisions of Wildside and IPW.
Oh, nice super kick right to the face. And Jimmy Rave just, I don't know, that just took his head almost clean off, if you will. Here comes Naphtali. Sunset flip over the top rope onto the staging area. And here you see referee Star Stevens.
Last time we went to Burger King, myself and Naphtali, we went to get a nice hamburger and fry meal. He didn't get the right change. The guy does a running sunset flip from the lobby over the cash register and takes the guy down. And you know what? He got the right change.
Yeah, I think I read about that in the Metro section, as a matter of fact, just a couple of weeks ago. And there you see Jimmy Rave thought he had Naphtali. Naphtali comes off, kicks him in the face. Oh, nice flip over the top rope, taking out the Triple S Super Security Steve. And actually, he knocked him out cold on that maneuver. Steve will deny it, but people were there. They told me about it. Naphtali, the little guy that he is, went over with such force that he knocked the big man right out.
Steve is on his way innocently over to the concession stand to get the 2-for-1 bratwurst special that they had going that night at Ybor City.
From Concession Boy.
That's true, Concession Boy, who sells the best bratwurst and french fries in the Tampa area.
Thanks for that paid sponsorship, Concession Boy. And there, Albani, you see, looked like he tried to slingshot him into the ropes, but instead he counters, jumps off, and comes back with a leg drop right across the throat of this independent superstar. And one thing I've noticed, these are both great high flyers, but I'm noticing the difference in a WrestlePlex-trained wrestler. Naphtali has the other aspects as well, the mat wrestling, the timing, and the ring psychology that you can only get by training at the Florida WrestlePlex.
I talked to Star Stevens, a senior official of IPW, after this match. I was blown out of the water by what I seen. I talked to Star Stevens and I said, Star, what just happened in there? And Star looked me dead in the eye and he says, how in the hell should I know, Ronnie?
Yes, I heard that conversation. You do a pretty good impression of Star Stevens there. But while you were babbling, we saw Naphtali tried to throw Jimmy Rave into the chair once, and he did a slide and missed. But there he goes right headfirst into that chair. Naphtali, much like the ever-popular Rob Van Dam, likes to take the chair and use it in his arsenal. We kind of let that stuff go here a little bit in IPW. We let the competitors compete. We're not going to call for the disqualification right away. We like to give the fans a lot of action and excitement. And here you see him. This is a takeoff on the Van Terminator. He calls it Nightmare from Bineville, and if he hits this, Jimmy Rave is going to be done.
He hangs him in the tree of woe, sets the chair up, and he goes clear across the ring, 16 feet to the opposite turnbuckle, springs up, misses, and takes a baseball slide into the corner, and this is Jimmy Rave's opportunity.
Nice counter by Jimmy Rave, especially considering he was in that very painful tree made of woeful things. And there you see a big splash off the top rope. And I thought he was going to go for the cover there, but he's obviously a little beaten up himself. Maybe whoever gets up first will be able to come away the winner of this match.
Star Stevens has his hands full with this match. I can't tell what's coming just sitting here watching the match. This is the second time I see it. I'm glad I'm not in there trying to referee it. But Star Stevens, I'm here to tell you, if anybody can screw it up, it's him.
Well, that's true. We talked much about the Mud Baby, Star Stevens, on our last program. And there you see, could this be it? Yes, that's the 3 count. Looks like what I'd maybe even call a bit of an upset here is Jimmy Rave getting the win over IPW's Naphtali, and we'll be right back here with IPW Weekly Recap in 1 moment.
IPW Hardcore Recap is brought to you by Best Insurance of Tampa Bay. Best Insurance can handle all of your insurance needs. Best Insurance offers automotive, homeowners, fire and flood insurance, plus much, much more, including special events insurance, property, daycare, and workman's comp. Best Insurance is located catty-corner from the Britton Plaza in Tampa at 3704 Euclid Avenue. Give them a call today at 813-831-8111. It's Best Insurance for all your insurance needs.
All right, Ronini, here you see it. It's a 3-way dance. This will determine the #1 contender to Pat McGroin's IPW television title. We've documented the problems in the past between Devin, Nash, and Stormtrooper, who you see they're pushing each other. And there you see the big man, over 400 pounds, egging them on. He used to be Snowman, now he's simply Snow.
Snow is the type of guy that likes to get in between people like Devin and Stormtrooper and get punched right in the face at the same time. What am I talking about? This guy sticks his nose in their business time and time again. He might as well be chumming around with people like Pat McGroin and Pat Powers. Everybody seems to like to get in between Devin and Stormtrooper. And by the way these two swing chairs, and by the way they're not afraid to kick your head clear off your body, I don't know what everybody's problem is with these two.
That's true, Ron. We've talked in the past how facing each other has brought out the vicious side in these two formerly nice guys. While you were talking there, you saw Stormtrooper had Snow in the corner, and Devin came up helping him out there. And you're going to see him coming back here in just a second. You're going to see Stormtrooper taking it right to Snowman. Like you said, if Snowman and others like the Pats, Pat McGroin and Pat Powers, would just let these two beat the crap out of each other, that's what I'm talking about there. I remember from the match, the low blow, that's not something you would have seen a couple months ago from Devin. But getting into this feud with a guy like Stormtrooper has made him have to bring on another side. And quite frankly, he's that much more dangerous in the ring.
You go to IPW-hardcore.com and you can find the entire history on this brutal feud for the IPW Television Championship, which these three are vying for the #1 contendership for. You can call 727-526-6778 to join the WrestlePlex, to become a professional wrestler, to get in the ring at the IPW Florida WrestlePlex. You too can be the next Stormtrooper. Yes, it's true. You can be just like the newest competitor in IPW, Mr. Pretty Good. I'm sure you've seen him, Aaron.
Yeah, that's true. He's been around the independents a little bit, but he's just starting here with IPW, and he's pretty good.
He's not only good, he's pretty good.
That's true. I understand you have quite an affinity for him because you like being 3-4 inches taller than anybody in the locker room, and you're just happy to have this guy around.
I absolutely love that guy. Ever since we got rid of those two little jabronis, I can't remember their name, used to run around supposedly from South St. Pete with the white beater shirts, whatever. Since they've been gone, there's nobody.
Oh, it was Whatchamacallit or Three Musketeers, bar none.
I can't remember. Yeah, they were bamboozled is all I ever remember.
And there you see Snowman been taking a beating during this match by Devin Nash. And there he picks him up. I'm sure he's not going to get the big man up in a power slam of any sort.
Aaron, if I could interrupt your babbling for about 2 seconds. On October 12th here at the WrestlePlex, you're going to see the culmination of this feud. You're going to see Pat McGroin get in the ring to defend his IPW television title. You'd like to think he's going to defend against Devin. You'd like to think he's going to defend against Stormtrooper, possibly against Snow. What it's going to be is a fatal four-way right here on October 12th for the IPW Television Championships. No disqualification. Call it a street fight. Call it hardcore. Call it what you will. It's for the prize, the IPW TV title. We're on television. That's something that most independents can't say. That belt means something, and these guys will go to any lengths to get it.
So what you're saying, these three men all vying in a four-way with the champion on October the 12th. All I have to say is we better reinforce the ring for that encounter of those four big men.
We definitely need to reinforce the ring. We make absolutely positively sure that Star Stevens isn't signed on as the referee because he'll blow it. The gentleman Jim Bragg's too busy hitting on every rat at ringside. We need the man who can call it like it is, the one and only Mullet, Richie Rich.
Of course, we saw Snowman here earlier in the show as he attacked Phil Latio and during the match which Sean Hill was involved in. But I tried to ask him about it before the match, and he said, hey, I don't want to talk about any more of that stuff with Phil. I just want to talk about my three-way with Stormtrooper and Devin Nash. And I thought that was kind of weird in and of itself.
How come every time you're trying to talk to Snow about Phil Latio, he's trying to talk about three-ways? This guy's just demented and sick.
All right, Ron, real quick, we have a special guest. We just saw him in the last match against Jimmy Rave to call his special kind of commentary. Here's Naphtali. Naphtali, what kind of move was that?
That right there is a vertical press.
And that was Naphtali. Thanks for that insightful commentary.
Thank you, Naphtali. That was great having you on this week. We'll try to bring you back here in the future for more guest spots.
Now, Devin, Stormtrooper, and Snow, they don't care if this is in Ybor City. They don't care if it's in Tampa, St. Peter, Fort Lauderdale. This feud is reaching new heights. I guarantee on the 12th it's going to be a bloodbath. That's right, it's going to be a bloodbath, and people don't expect that when you get in the ring. They expect that with chaos, they expect it with havoc, and they expect it with the hardcore giant Ron Nini. This is a television championship on October 12th at the Florida WrestlePlex. All hell's going to break loose.
That's true. Many, many big matches are already signed for that event. It should be even surpassing our great show here in June for the best IPW card.
And thank God that we had the best insurance in Tampa, Florida.
Best insurance.
That's right.
All right, this three-way match, both men, all three men, I should say, starting to lumber at this point. They've been in the ring quite a long time now. Having two men that of the equal size to you or even larger, in some cases beating on you, is got to take its toll. And I think just whichever man wins this match is going to be more like he survived rather than he conquered.
Stormtrooper basically used as a weapon by Devin. Picked up and thrown down on Snow, and there's Snow to deliver the 400 and some pound splash.
And the winner, Snow, he used Devin like a saber there and was able to go and over, get the pinfall, the 1-2-3, and he's the new #1 contender here in IPW. Be right back here next week. So for Ron Nemi, this is Aaron Roy telling you to join us right here for more IPW Hardcore Wrestling's weekly recap.